Hi everyone and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today we're doing a reading on Atlantis and was it real or was it not? So we're taking a look into that as well as just kind of what's behind the story. Why was it around? What was its intentions? Why has it kind of stayed in relevance here to this day and the such? So that's kind of what I have here. If y'all are interested, stick around. Timestamps are down below. Otherwise, quick news, announcements, reminders. Remember, everything I'm saying is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, y'all. Just my opinion, psychic downloads, and the such. So if you want to use what I'm saying to help from your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Otherwise, if you would like to book a personal reading with me at the time of recording, I don't have personal readings up. I do plan on having those a limited drop coming here at the end of between mid to late January 2025. Otherwise, I do have available the 2025 predictions if you're interested in that, kind of looking at what's coming for your 2025 and asking a question of your choice. And then otherwise, if you want to join YouTube members, $3 a month, you get access to exclusive content like this, access to videos like this early, exclusive content, extended content, and the such. So if you're interested in any of that, check her out. $3 a month. I really appreciate it. Otherwise, with that, thank you for listening to me, and I will see you guys in the reading. Hi everyone and welcome to the reading. So we're going to be looking here today at Atlantis. Was it real? Was it not? What is it in the grand scheme of things? Was this some sort of... And then I want to also look at why do we look at it in such a mythological standpoint? Like, why is this so important, it feels like, to kind of stories that have just been passed down? So throughout the years, hundreds of years, myths, legends, and the such. So I think that's kind of something too, is like, why has it captivated so many audiences and stories worldwide? So without further ado, I want to first take a look at, was Atlantis even real? And kind of just go from there. And like, was it real? What was its purpose? If it is real, and the such. So what we have here, reverse, it's deception, manipulation, all talk, haste, haphazard action, self-expression, with the Page of Swords reversed at the center of it. So do I believe that Atlantis is real in how we categorize it today? No. It's like there's some manipulation around the story to what it actually is. Why is this? Because of an offer, something that came here, and it was a tale. It was something that was used to like inspire people. This is interesting. Okay, hopes and fears here. We're stuck where we're at. Unseen obstacles, the King of Pentacles. There are so many court cards going on right now. This is odd. Hold on. Refusing to walk away. Heartbreak. More. Okay. So I don't know if anyone knows the story of Avalon, which is Celtic mythology. It's like their promised land, their land of greatness, their land and gods of the... Oh, goodness. They're going to get mad at me because I'm going to butcher it. I can't remember... Kutkalane? Oh, I just screwed that way up, and I know I did. But it's the... in Celtic mythology, they have the ones that live underground, right? The fae, fairies, the such. Yes. And then they have they have their big guy, and he goes to the city of Avalon to be trained. Yes, that's what it is. That's that. So what this is giving me is something very similar to that. Is that like this is a mythological land. However, it's like the stories around it aren't good, or it's like what we know about it isn't the real. There isn't any truth or reality to it, because there's like one main person here, this Page of Swords, who's like, I'm just gonna lie my face off because it's like the Knight of Cups. Like, what I see is that we have this... Oh my goodness, now my phone's going off. What the heck? this is super weird. It's like we need to distract you from something, because now I'm getting distractions too. And what I get is like the story's being used to inspire people or to look at things in a different way. Because right now it's like you guys are stuck in your ways or something. They're stuck. We can't move. We can't leave. There's something along those lines. Down here, it's like we had a dictator or someone who was very much a greedy, selfish individual. It was all about materialism. And we're refusing to walk away from this story. We're refusing, or it's like we're not refusing, but we are walking away from this. So what I see is like, is this some sort of alien location place that was never here on Earth, but like this story has been brought down? The first thing that I had got blah blah that I had seen was like, what does the Anunnaki have to do with this? If you want me to do a reading on the Anunnaki, let me know. But this feels like it's tied to that potentially in some way. Because over here as well, it's like we had to leave. There was heartbreak. When we're looking at the Anunnaki too, and like the story of Atlantis, like why do people have to leave Atlantis? Because like the challenge was like we're leaving. Like we have to walk away from this, even though we don't want to. And we're delving this tale to make it seem something greater or bigger than it really is. Because here in the past, it's the Knight of Pentacles. We were stuck where we were at, feeling stuck, perfectionism, work without reward. It's like what we were putting into something or into the city, what it was just never kind of came out. Because here in the future, it's the Hermit reversed, which is like getting out of our comfort zone. Like what I actually see is like there's like a couple people, and then they... Phone, stop it. That's weird. What I'm going to say is it feels like there's this royalty or a group of aliens, like intergalactic beings, I should say, that kind of got like booted from their home planet. And in getting booted from their home planet, it's like this was like an upper echelon group that just couldn't stay where they were at, and they couldn't get asylum anywhere. And now they had to go to Earth, which I've described Earth as like an outpost. Like Earth is an outpost that's run by, if you look at true intergalactic runways and stuff, or like trading routes, Earth is an outpost that is so very much out of the way that people just don't come here. Or peoples don't come here, other beings just don't come here because it's so out of the way. And they just think it's lawless, and like, what use is it? There's like, there's a whole other thing going on there. But it's like this group had to come to Earth, and they brought these stories of where they were from to like manipulate the masses, to change them in some way with the Anunnaki. And like the Anunnaki, as we know, is like this group of like asylum-seeking refugees from intergalactic beings that kind of came and ruled. I don't want to say ruled Earth, because they didn't rule Earth, but they changed the values, they changed the direction that Earth was going. It's almost like this was like they were like a divine redirection, but in a way that they didn't know that they were being divinely redirecting the globe. It's super odd, because like they come here and like they bring this tale of Atlantis, which is really their home planet or where they were originally from, and they wanted to like emulate that here on Earth. I don't know. This is the weird part. It's like, is this underwater secret societies and the such? No. But it's like the teachings that they had once wanted to give, and that they kind of wanted to shape the Earth with. It's like we were trying to shape the Earth and the way it was going and how to grow and advance and be these great big societies. Interesting. Because now I'm getting drawn to the pyramids, and I'm like, were the pyramids truly what we think that they were burial tombs? Were the pyramids really burial tombs in ancient Egyptian culture? And why are there so many pyramids everywhere? Like, we're finding them in South America. We find them in Egypt you're finding them. I think they're just everywhere, and it's odd. So, I mean, isn't there like claims that there's potentially a pyramid down in Antarctica? Like, I don't know. It's super weird. So, what I want to look at here is, okay, so Atlantis is this made up thing. Okay, so why? Let's look at the reasoning why it was made up. Like, why was this like almost utopia type of civilization? Why did they do that? Like, why? I have questions. Like, why? Why was this made up for the people of Earth? Again, with the Knight of Swords, lies, deceit, manipulation, deception, being unpredictable, disregard for consequences, restless, unfocused. Because why was it made up? It doesn't even feel like there was a main reason why it was made up. It's because it's almost like we had to lie about something. This was a giant story that was made up to make something be bigger, grander. It's almost like this is ideas of grandiose that kind of like, you know, those A1 bullshitters who are just really good at just shooting the shit. Like, that's what this feels like. It's like one just kind of like shot the shit, try to make themselves bigger than they were, or come up with this grand idea because of them probably feeling inadequate. 5 of Wands here. Inadequate to bring peace and harmony in where they were at. Also, again, with the Magician reverse, it's like I'm selling you a false dream or a false fantasy. Again, Atlantis in the way that we know it or wanted to know it, I think it's completely and utterly false. I'm not seeing that. Hopes and fears here. It's like you guys have the opportunity to make this what you want. Like, I see it like this story is given out because like we want you to make this world a better place. We want union. We want harmony. We don't want people fighting each other anymore. So let's plant the seeds of this idea, this utopia, this harmonious essential city, and have you guys make it like this is the inspiration for you to make it to. This is your inspiration to achieve, to strive to be. However, here the unseen obstacle though is the 6 of Cups. It's when I take a look into the reasoning why, I get to that this is just something that everyone kind of chopped up to as a child's dream. Like, this is for children. This isn't going to be real. It's like this is why it didn't take off is one, it was like a child's fantasy rather than a concrete plan. Also here, the other challenge with the 7 of Swords reverse, it's you had to come clean, rethinking your approach, deception, self-deceit, keeping secrets. Again, it almost feels like when the story at one point in time was like, this was made up by this such and such person, and that person got like persecuted for just making shit up. It's like they're at one point in time where people who were legitimately telling the story of, yeah, no, that's not real. The story of Atlantis isn't real. Like, you need to get your head out of your butt and see the reality around you instead of trying to chase towards this fantasy that you were kind of looking at. However, I would like to say with the Lovers up right here, with the story, is that people loved the story. It's like people were attached. People wanted to become this story, have this become a reality. So, which is why I think the story has lasted as long as it has, is because this isn't just an ideal. No, this is like the seed that was planted was a seed that humanity strives towards. And I think should be, and is continuing to strive towards. But it's like also the story of what it truly was has also been manipulated over the course of time. Anyone just played a game of telephone when they were kids? But, oh goodness. Just seeing this, it just seems really pretty easy. It's like, and it was supposed to be an ideal that humanity was supposed to strive towards, and it just hasn't made it. Because yeah, here in the past, this is hard work, Eight of Pentacles, like, this is hard work to get to what we want. You have to put in the hard work to reach this ideal. And then here in the future, the Queen of Swords. It's still a story, but you know what? If you really do believe that you can make it, people will come, because it, again, it's like, we might be getting a resurgence of what Atlantis is again, or there might be a new movie coming out showcasing, like, well, what is Atlantis? Can we have it? And create it in our humanity. Again, Atlantis is a made-up concept in my brain of the ideal way of humanity interacting with one another. And with high technology, with peace and harmony, people have rights, people are treated equal in X, Y, and Z, and people have food and water and shelter and are nurtured. Like, that's what the ideal is, and that is what like humanity is kind of being pushed towards. But what ended up happening here that this story was not, that it just wasn't realized? What ended up happening? Why didn't humanity kind of strive towards it? Like, that kind of makes me sad, because it's like humanity at one point in time feels like they were very much on their way to achieving this ideal. Or, how I would say this, they did achieve this ideal. Oh my goodness. Also, for those of you who have said that, like, yeah, oh my gosh, look at the eyes in your table. Like, I'm actually seeing the eyes right now, and typically I don't see them. Typically they're just, like, weird things. But it's like, look deeper. Also, it now just creeps me the heck out now that I'm seeing the eyes. That's really weird. I'm sorry. That's weird. Okay. Hi. This isn't a bad thing, right? Okay. Alright, let's just take a look at what kind of caused the downfall of this, and then we'll probably just end her here. So, let's just take a look. What kind of... This is the deep-seated... Okay, Nine of Swords reversed. Why? Because of the Lovers. Okay, this is a deep-seated fear. Okay, when it comes to humanity... I'm just going to kind of put this out there. When it comes to humanity, humans are probably the most self-critical beings in the world. Or even in the galaxy, I would say. Or pretty dang close. Because we are constantly second-guessing ourselves and our abilities and everything that we've got. So, Nine of Swords reversed. It's like you're refusing your deep-seated fears, secrets, worries, paranoia, and the such. Yeah. It's like, why didn't this... Because it's so deep-seated in us that it's never going to work. When in reality, it can't... I can't, because it's like, we're married to this idea. We want this so damn bad, but we're so worried. But it's like, our worries are outweighing our fears are outweighing our hopes here. Because it's like, no one's committed to doing this ideal yet. Page of Pentacles, we are not committing to the idea. And then our hopes and fears here, it's the Six of Cups. We want peace, we want harmony, people want this to be a thing. It's like happiness, joy, nostalgia. It's like we want this all. And it's like, this isn't something just in the past. It can be our present. It's just, we're so afraid that it's never going to work. And it's like, well, if we're so afraid it's never going to work, then it's never going to work, because we're not even putting hope into it. We're now just fearing. We're just fearing it. Wow. Unseen obstacles as well here with the Two of Wands reversed. It's like, we don't know how to, it's like, again, we're struggling to manifest it. Personal goals, inner alignment, fear of the unknown, fear of change, playing it safe, lack of planning, with the Two of Wands. And that's kind of your unseen obstacles with everything. It's like, you just aren't, it's just like, we don't know the plan. And again, we're not sure if we can do it. It's like, again, I don't know. This is just something I keep saying. If we're looking for change in this world, the first place that you need to go is within yourself. If you yourself believe that you are capable of bringing change upon this world, then nothing stops that change from occurring, because you believe that change can come. You can't... and you believe that you can bring that upon you. We can believe in others. It's because it's so much easier to believe in others than to believe in ourselves. And I just want to say, if you can believe in yourself to bring change about this world, other people believe they themselves can bring change about in this world. And until they can, you don't need to be their change. You don't need to be their hope. You just need to be your hope. Okay, off my soapbox. Other challenge here, it's this transition time, leaving behind old ways of doing things. It's almost like you need to, I hate saying this, and this is what I think Earth, and I shouldn't just say Earth, I'm going to say this is what humans have gone through a lot, which is transitions. And it almost feels like you almost need to do a clean break from the old, but you need to bring the technology of the new, or you need to bring the technology of the old, like old advanced civilizations, and then apply that to the new. And this is the weird thing, because like what I'm seeing is like you need to break society and try and rebuild it again, and which is what's been trying to be done, but it keeps failing over and over and over and over again. Don't know why. What's going for us, or going for this, it's heartbreak. People are just so done suffering and grieving and wanting to move on. Like, once people are at the point of, I just don't care anymore, the amount of suffering that we're going through is just done, it's over with, we can't handle it anymore, that's when you bring about change. Because like, well, I'm just done suffering. You get to choose, when are you done saying, I'm done being miserable? And then you get to be like, well, you know what, I can change my direct surroundings. And as you change your direct surroundings, other people change their direct surroundings, and other people change their direct surroundings. And then you make where before it's maybe just your patch of land, now it's a town, now it's a city, now it's a county, now it's a whole state, now it's a whole nation. It grows and grows and grows and grows until, and it can always start from just one person. It's like, when is enough suffering, right? Here in the past, there's been a lot of people who have been kind of selling a false narrative, or I think have been using fear-mongering tactics, saying it's never going to work, it's never going to do this, it's never going to do that, because it's like fear-mongering is what keeps people stuck kind of where they're at instead of moving forward. But then here in the future, Six of Wands, I do see, I don't know when this will occur, I don't know if I'll be alive for it, but I can definitely see this being kind of like the start of something here within the next 200, 300 years of people are just done. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, like, you're like predicting like hundreds of years, like none of us are going to be alive. And I'm like, but you know what? We can start that now, so that within 200, 300 years, like, it does change. I don't know if anyone's heard oh gosh, what's it called? It's an Iroquois saying, and it's like, you leave something behind so it's good for the next 7 generations. And if we take that philosophy, it's like, what we're starting now is we're leaving that behind for the next 7 generations. Well, then they do it, and then the next person, you do get an increased, like, it's like, where do you start it, and then how do you increase it and improve upon it in the future? We can't change what happens then, but we can change our present. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. We're going to go here in the past. We have the Death card as well, which is people have just been holding on to change or holding on and refusing to change things because it's fear, it's scary. Change is very scary. So, and I get it, I understand it. I'm scared of change all the time too, just the same as a lot of people are. But if I'm so afraid of change and I'm afraid to change myself, then we're never going to move anywhere. So that's what I'm seeing here for the Atlantis thing. If y'all enjoyed, feel free, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your own thoughts and opinions down below. Otherwise, thank you all so very, very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!